Ash says, I'm losing the will to live. Come on, Ash. Says, my sex drive has gone. My brain keeps telling me to come out to everyone. My sleeping pattern is a mess. I live in a house where I avoid everyone every day. I feel stuck. Can't eat properly because of my avoidance. Nutrition is bad. I'm almost convinced I just give up. The situation I'm in feels like it. Okay. Look, your brain is too active, and you need to go to your psychotherapists and understand what the brain is doing, and just focus on life rather than focusing on getting an answer. You're too focused on trying to get an answer where there is no answer to be had. The interference of the brain is at its peak, and you are constantly fighting with it. That's what makes you feel as if you should be convinced of what the brain suggests, rather than being convinced that the brain doesn't have a direction or a goal. It just wants to argue. Remember? You said that yourself. Because it just wants to argue, and it cannot come back and affirm or enforce what you, the you, is saying, you don't get affirmation or agreement from it, then you think what you're saying is wrong because you didn't get an agreement from it. But it's a brain. It doesn't have an intellect to agree with anything. It just wants to argue to find security in the argument. Because it's floating around. You give it a place to rest by meditation, by not paying attention to it, by not arguing with it, but by not looking for an answer or affirmation to your values from the brain. You will then take that authority that you have given to the brain away from it and back to you. You're the authority. Your choice and preference, which you are obviously trying so hard to argue with, that's the only thing that counts. And you need not argue with anybody or anything about it, including your brain. You don't need to convince your brain to get permission to be who you've always been, who you prefer to be, who you want to be. You think the brain should agree with you before you can be who you are or what you prefer to be. No, the brain has no say in that. Because if you were what the brain is suggesting you to be, or that you are, you would not even have these discussions with the brain. It's like, I don't have a discussion with my brain about that I'm a heterosexual. No discussion. Yeah. I don't have to, there's nothing, there for me to have a discussion. That's why, because I am what I am. If the brain conjure up or suggest something that is not in line with my values, then I would have a discussion. The fact that you're having a discussion, that means you're not gay. Because I have no discussion because I'm heterosexual, right? There's no discussion going on with me being heterosexual. But there's a discussion going on in your head for the brain suggestion that you're not heterosexual. There's a discussion. If there was no discussion, then you would be whatever it's suggesting, right? But there's a discussion. Why is there a discussion? Because there is discrepancy. There's conflict. And you got to always go for the you, not the brain. There is a convincing of the brain needs to be done, and you accepting something that the brain, that conflict that is going on tells you that you're not gay. Because if you were, it would be like my case, that I'm a heterosexual and there's no conflict in my idea of who I am. There's no discussion necessary. But if there is an intrusive thought or HOCD suggestion, then there would be discussion because there's a contradiction, conflict. So what you are is not based on the fact that there's a contradiction. What you are is based on the fact that you are actually rising up against the suggestion of the brain, which causes discussion. There would be no discussion if you're at peace with what something that would be you. But it's not you. That's why there's a discussion. You don't argue with your friend about something that you both agree. You argue because that person has a different opinion that you have about something. That means there's a discrepancy. There's a contradiction, which means you're not of the same value. If there was, there would be no discussion. It would say, yeah, you like oranges? Yes, I like oranges. Okay, great. But he says, I like oranges. He says, no, I like apple. Then he's trying to say, no, you like oranges. No, I don't like oranges. I like apple. So that should tell you clearly you have a discussion with the brain because there's a conflict, that it's suggesting something that is not in agreement with you. And that's what you should focus on, not what the brain is trying to tell you. It's like, okay, your friends keep saying, you like orange. So no, I like apple. Why would you constantly listen to his argument about orange? That's good for him. Same thing here. It's good for the brain, but it's not you. That separation hasn't sunk in, Ash. But I suggest you talk to your psychotherapist and then see, if they can come up with ways that you would maybe find them more explanatory. You see, you're looking for an answer to be given to you. I'm saying you don't need to look for an answer. You live by your choices and preference. You don't need an affirmation of your choice or preference from your brain or anybody. You choose this, you do that. That's it. I don't need my brain to say, oh yeah, you are this. No, I say, I am this, I am this. Because I've always been this. That's my inclination. That's what I like. And this is what you're telling me. Yeah? You know in your heart that you say here that you're not gay. So that's all it matters. It doesn't matter what the brain or your friend or this and that, so forth, suggestions, opinions, ideas, images, whatever comes out. All it matters is the you, what that believes, wants, selects. And you've done that. And now, simply ride on that. Live your life. Don't look for answer. You're looking for answer from some stupid shit called brain to give you an answer. Apparatus to define you. Fuck that. Pardon my French. All right.